Ian, I'm very disappointed with Naz. I expected a bit of ring rust, and that's perfectly understandable. But I don't see any pace. I don't see any injection of pace. I don't see him stringing punches together. I don't see him working off his jab or doing any of the things that he said he would do. He said we would see a new revised Naseem Hamed. I see nothing different than the old one. And if anything, he's depreciated as a fighter. He's got to step it up. He's got to wipe this guy out, and he's only got a couple of rounds to do it. Let's get your foot on the gas, Naz.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Barry. Yeah, I fear that Hamed is going to play here to bad reviews come Monday morning.
Well, as every round goes along, you know, Hamed doesn't do anything different to solve the problem, doesn't seem to get any closer to stopping Calvo. You know, the critics are going to come more and more.
Mixed into that, you have to say, though, that Calvo has shown very good durability and a very good attitude to this as well. He's doing himself proud in there. Remember, he's been out of the ring for a year too.
Yep, that's the thing, Ian. You want to talk about one of the best fighters in the world in Manuel Calvo. We're talking about, you know, a good European level fighter.
Yeah, good enough to be European champion.
Yep. So I think that's where the disappointment from the crowd is coming in. They know that the strength of Calvo.
Hamed again, looking at his opponent's boxing boots while looking to throw the jab. And it's become a frustrating evening for him, and there's no two ways about that now.
Sometimes you look at Hamed and you just think, you know, he's in there and he's trying to remember the moves. He's trying to remember what came so natural to him. Now it seems a bit more effort.
I thought he was going to produce something quite spectacular in the second round when he boxed quite beautifully and landed any number of good shots. But only fitfully has he produced cameos of real class here.
Well, a couple of good shots going in there for Hamed. He's trying to pick it up now.
Right.
Certainly a bit more respect for his opponent coming in tonight.
I think you made a good point. I think people now believe that they can take Hamed rounds and that they do have a chance with him. And I think Calvo's in that league, isn't he? That's what he thinks.
Yeah, we've seen that happen. Still managing to find little holes in the defenses of Hamed.
Right.
It's just not as easy for him anymore as it used to be. It's the story, in a way, of every fighter's life, particularly at the lighter weights. 28 is getting on a little when you're just a featherweight. The other little point, of course, is how much of a struggle was it for him to make featherweight? He was over the limit by a few ounces. Oh, that's a good left hand there, though. That stopped Calvo in his tracks. But again, he just absorbed it like blotting paper with some spilt ink.
But he has looked to come forward more and more. Hamed in this round, threatening a lot, but not quite delivering.
Well, more boos. I'll say it again. I think the crowd were too quickly on Naseem Hamed's case tonight. But, well, some people are leaving. Not many. One or two. Some people are coming in as well. I don't know where they've been.
Who gives a fuck? I know I'm doing my job.
There you go.
What do you say then? I know I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job.
Breaking him up.
It's almost like he's explaining it, just what he's trying to do. I'm breaking him up. But is he?
Well, it was better in that round. That was probably the best punch so far for Hamed. That did stop him in his tracks. But he's a good, solid professional, Calvo. He's keeping to his task. And he's doing very well.
6 minutes to go. Maybe the answer to this is that Calvo is a heck of a lot more durable and resilient and competent than we actually gave him credit for.
Well, I think that's right, but Hamed has never really picked up the pace and went all out for the stoppage. There's a certain amount of hesitancy from Hamed, maybe a bit of belief after that beating by Barrera has gone out of him. Certainly, I don't think the confidence is really deep-rooted like it was.
Yeah. And a lot of what he did was built on that bedrock of massive self-confidence. Calvo's got a decent pedigree. He began boxing when he was 17. He boxed in the World Championships. Having trying to line him up for something. Not really just getting the punches away in that old style. The business, is no doubt about it, in recent years has become harder for him.
Well, we've also got to remember, Calvo's last fight was against Steve Robinson, who recently retired, at sort of 6th-round level. So, it puts it into perspective and answers the question: is Hamed going backwards a bit?
Having said that, he achieved plenty, didn't he? 16 world title fights, and he won nearly all of them by stoppage. Little right hand there from Calvo. He's worked the jab, but there hasn't been too much punches thrown in bunches from Hamed.
He's lacked that bit of devil, I would say. At times he's threatened quite a bit, but that real devil has been gone. When he really went to get opponents out of there, he usually succeeded.
Still some classy shots thudding in from him. Calvo is taking them all, absorbing them all, and barely flinching.
We still got to remember that he has been out of the ring a long time, coming back after a bad loss.
Looking for the body shot. He wants that stoppage now, I think, Hamed.
Well, I think if he doesn't get it, there'll be a great sense of disappointment in his performance.
I'd have to say that Calvo deserves to hear the final bell, doesn't he?
Good work from Hamed there, picking shots up.
A bit more of the old razzle-dazzle of old there. Just glimpses, almost like a rock star suddenly breaking into one of his old hits. And another good-looking shot. And Calvo this time wants to hold on and buy a little time. But he's got through another section.